Good morning and welcome everyone to the SBA Federal Contracting Series in partnership with the U.S. Small Business Administration and the UTRGV Procurement and Technical Assistance Center. This is Danielle Rodriguez, the Director of Programs and Marketing at the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce. The federal government uses special programs to help small businesses win at least 23% of all federal contracting dollars each year. To help provide a level playing field for small businesses owned by socially and economically disadvantaged people or entities, the government limits competition for certain contracts to businesses that participate in the 8A Business Development Program. This portion on the webinar will be presented by Gilbert Solis, who is the Business Opportunity Specialist of the Lower Rio Grande Valley SBA District Office. Later on in the webinar, we will hear from Orlando Castañeda, the Senior Business Advisor of the UTRGV PTAC, who will be speaking about the available resources they offer the community. Gilbert, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, today's presentation is on the 8A Business Development Program, which is our primary certification that allows social and economically disadvantaged owned companies participate in the federal government contracting arena. Each year, the federal government spends $500 billion for goods and services, and they try to search the small businesses that are available in our areas. And so basically their target is to assist these different types of small businesses. On the screen, you'll see the different certification programs, the set aside for certification programs. And these are the targeted set-asides and acquisition goals. For the woman-owned small business program, the target is 5%. The small business disadvantaged businesses, including 8A certified, is 5%. The federal hub zone businesses is 3%. And for service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, also 3%. So each year, every fiscal year, the federal agencies that procure a lot of these contracts are looking for those that are certified through the SBA to acquire these opportunities. As I mentioned to you, the 8A Business Development Program is our primary program and basically allows small businesses that become certified under this program, access to business government contracts. And the purpose is what I just stated, is to allow them to get into this federal government contracting arena. For those that are just starting to do small government contracts, and for those that are currently doing these bigger contracts, but this program allows them to even further assist them to acquire these government contracts. We're talking about set aside and sole source contracts, which are not advertised anywhere, your newspapers or any other access. So basically, these are negotiated directly with the 8A business firm. So they're negotiated firm fixed price if they're interested in doing these government contracts. Of course, once you get certified, we're looking at business growth. We want your business to grow through these contracts. So there is a opportunity for you to grow through the whole 9-year term of the program. And it's only available to a participant only once. So once you go through your 9 years, then you will complete from the program. And business development program objectives. Number one, assistance. We do provide management and technical assistance throughout your term of the 9-year term in the program, and which will help you as a small business compete for these government contracts. And of course, these programs, especially the 8A program, has helped thousands of small businesses acquire contract opportunities and succeed in the government contracting arena. And the ability to thrive actually allows you to be more competitive, since you have the experience in doing these government contracts, and you'll be, so to speak, looked at a bit different than your small business who is not participating in these federal government contracts. And the next slide is the 8A certification appropriate for you. And basically, again, you have to be socially and economically disadvantaged, own and control business. And I'll go over the little more specific on that. Of course, the commercial and government balance, we do want you to continue doing your regular commercial, contracts, and then keep the balance with this government contract. So that will be looked at once you're in the program. And of course, self-marketing is very important. It's going to be one of your, it's one of your requirements to become a marketable company. So you're going to have to go out and meet with these federal agencies and present yourself and your product and service. The proper NAICS codes, of course, that's based on your revenues. Depends on what industry you're in, but every small business does have a NAICS code, and that stands for North American Industrial Classification Code System. And so if you don't know your NAICS code, you can always contact our office. There is a net worth requirement. I'll cover that a little more in detail. But basically, at the time of the application or registration, you'll be required your personal net worth cannot exceed $250,000. and that's excluding your home equity and your business equity. So, and once you get certified in the program, then that threshold will rise to 750,000. Diminished ability to compete, and that's just the whole idea behind these programs, is to allow you to compete. And with this certification, as I mentioned to you, you qualify for set aside and sole source government contracts. So, and then I'll go over the thresholds in detail at the later slide. Program expectations, setting expectation, you know, during the progress measurement or during your term in the 8A program, we will monitor your progress through your, of course, your revenues and government contracts that you have been awarded. And of course, the 8A also is as I mentioned to you, is a business development program that allows your business to grow, meaning you will possibly experience maybe hiring more employees to your company, purchasing more equipment, possibly diversifying some of your current services and products. And of course, this 8A program is not suited for all firms. Basically, you'll have to take a look at what government, these federal agencies or contract opportunities. There are some firms that would, there's no support for those types of firms. So we'll have to take a look at that. And now the limited total dollar value of contracts, that can vary. It could start from anywhere from 100,000 and above. But basically, the 8A program, if you're looking at sole source set aside contracts, anything under 4 million can be set aside for your business. Once you go over that threshold of 4 million, then you'll have to compete against other 8A certified. Now we're talking about service and construction companies. Once you get into the manufacturing industry, that threshold goes up to 7 million. Proactive self-marketing. As I mentioned to you, this is one of your requirements when you're in the 8A program. Of course, we will assist you in identifying federal buyers and help you get to know them. Each year we offer about 7 or 8 training or activities rather that allows you to meet these federal agencies. In the past, we've invited the Department of the Navy, USDA, GSA, International Body Water Commission, just to name a few. We allow you to meet with these federal agencies here locally and to possibly acquire some of these government contracts. Identify the agency contracting procedures and those who make buying decisions throughout these activities, these meet and greets, so to speak. We will allow the agency to present their contracting procedures, and we can always contact them individually and have conference sessions with them to find out what is required to do business with these federal agencies. Focus on areas in your niche and prioritize. Basically, that's pretty much illustrated on what is called the capability statement. It's going to be a one-page marketing piece where you can present to these federal agencies, and you want to elaborate your niche and on that marketing tool. And of course, make contacts through small business events and network your business. That's very important as well. As I mentioned to you, there are a lot of opportunities out there. There's a lot of, in the past rather, there was a lot of activities and mixers and meetings that you can meet with a lot of these small business or federal agency contacts, or procuring agencies rather. So that's available. Once you apply and are you ready? 8A is a one-time participation program, and the questions are, you might want to ask yourselves these questions. Do you have the capacity to deliver on federal contracts? Do you have a sufficient cash flow? Do you have demonstrated capability, past performance? Can you demonstrate successful past performance? And are you open to advice on growing your business? So these questions are very important to look at before you consider the 8A Business Development Program. 8A Business Development Program benefits, of course, the Small Business Administration does have numerous programs for small businesses, including financing programs, certification programs, and we do provide counseling. So this is available to any small businesses, as well as the 8A business certified companies. The studies shown that the 8A has a proven rate of investment. There's so many success stories with these 8A certified firms. If you go to our website, you'll see some success stories. And we also have available the Mentor Protege Agreement Program, which if you are wanting to team up with another small business, you can get involved with this Mentor Protege Agreement. And effective strategies are also available to all the 8A firms. We also have the joint venture agreement programs for those 8A certified firms. If you want to do bigger contracts, and we can help you identify possible teaming partner. All right, this slide, designated socially disadvantaged criteria, and there are two different groups, designated groups, which include Black Americans, Asian Pacific Americans, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, subcontinent Asian Americans. Now, these automatically qualify as your socially disadvantaged groups. For the Native Americans, of course, they will request a tribal card to justify that status. The non-designated group criteria, these are ones that do not meet the designated group list. Basically, what they need to do is provide evidence, preponderance evidence that they've been discriminated against, whether it was on a contract or maybe education type of experience that they have. Maybe they could not receive financing at one case and lost possibly a contract due to that. Of course, race, city, gender, physical handicap, long-term environmental issues is also included in there. Chronic and substantial evidence that they've experienced, and then any negative impact to their business advancement is also has to be provided. That information has to be provided during the application process. Getting back to the personal net worth, as I mentioned to you earlier, the economically disadvantaged requirements to qualify. The personal net worth at the time of the application, as I mentioned to you, cannot exceed 250,000. And how do we get? Of course, the personal net worth is any assets minus liabilities. We'll get you that personal net worth. The 3 years average income cannot exceed 250,000. That's another requirement to qualify for the 8A program. And last requirement is that fair market value of all assets is 4 million or less. And getting back to the personal net worth, you can adjust that figure, and you're allowed to deduct your residential equity, your homestead equity, and your business equity. So that being said, then you can reduce that number, okay? As I also mentioned to you that throughout the 9-year tenure, your threshold will go up to 750,000. Here are some of the SBA requirements for the 8A program. Of course, you have to be a small business, and we refer back to the SBA size standards. If you're interested in locating those standards, you can go to 13 CFR, and that'd be 121.401. These size standards are based on your North American industrial classification codes, your NAICS codes. So you've got to know what your NAICS codes before you can find out what your size standards. Some examples are commercial and institutional construction companies. Their size standard is currently 36.5 million. If you exceed that revenue or that threshold in the past 5 years, then you're considered a big business. Ownership, again, you have to be socially and economically disadvantaged, and the owner must own and control 51% of the company, and that individual has to be socially, of course, socially, economically disadvantaged. Okay, and that is pretty much justified by looking at your business structure, documents. When we talk about partnership agreements, LLCs, that's justified in there. Who is in control of the small business, as well as corporations. So, control and management, again, that is also important. Those who have full control of the company, of course, will be the applicant. Now, if there are two partners and they pretty much both control the company 50-50, then they both have to apply for this 8A application. It is up to them whether they want to minimize at least 1%, make it 51-49. But if that's not the case, then they'll both have to apply is 100% control. And of course, the one who has control of the business, getting back to 51% ownership, usually carries the highest position, president, CEO. So pretty much he's the one that makes decisions, who he hires or fires. He's the one that sets the policies, small business policies for the company. Of course, signs all the signatures on his tax returns, and will be the one in control. Go over to the business requirements. Again, there are some companies that wouldn't be a good fit for this 8A program. For example, nonprofits could not participate. A character issue, there are some character issues regarding non-payment of their federal taxes, maybe no payment on child support, maybe student loans. So these are kind of red flags for those that are applying. And in the eligibility criteria, it goes back to the business requirement. There will be some companies that would not qualify for the 8A program due to certain reasons, but the next slide is the waiver of the 2-year rule. SBA does require business to be in operation for 2 years in order to qualify for this 8A program. However, SBA can choose to waive the 2-year rule if you meet the following criteria. Of course, one of the rules is that if you've never done a government contract, then it'd be very difficult for you to get approved these days. You usually want a 2-year track record to see if there's any, well, if you have proof of success is what they call it. So basically we have to take a look at your financials, your tax returns, to see if you are gonna, what's the word? I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. If you're gonna qualify for this 8A program. So if you SBA may waive the 2-year rule if they look at your business management experience. If you got some good experience, and they would consider that. Your technical expertise, your type of business, small business, if you have the adequate capital, if you can provide successful past performance, and ability to meet requirements. So a lot of this information at the time of considering for this 2-year rule waiver, you'll have to provide information on each of these criterias, and that would be submitted with your application. 8A application process. Before applying for the 8A program, you'll have to register for a DUNS number. A lot of you companies already have this Dun & Bradstreet's number. That is going to be required for the purpose of registering with SAM, which is Systems for Award Management. And that's if you want to do federal government contracting, that's going to be your requirement to register and Systems for Award Management, SAM. And DUNS number is free. If you're interested in a DUNS number, you can go to the DNB website and you can register there. And for the SAM, once you get your DUNS number, you will need a federal ID number to complete the registration in SAM. So, and of course, you got to know your NAICS code when you before you apply. So, some of you may have several NAICS codes, but what the 8A application does request is that you identify a primary NAICS code, which is based on your revenues. Apply for certification. Currently, the portal that's being used, the online portal, is certify.SBA.gov. And now when you set up a profile, again, you will have to have your DUNS number available, your federal ID number, which is also your EIN number. And then you're going to be provided an MPIN number, the marketing personal identification number. And then you're going to be given a CAGE code throughout that process. Okay, so you'll need all these, all this data when you set up a profile in certify.SBA.gov. And once you complete that part, then you're ready to apply. You'll be required, and there's a checklist in Certify of what is required for you to submit. You can upload these documents, i.e. include IRS tax returns, your small business personal financial statements, both your business and personal rather, and maybe a resume, and there's some other list of documents that's going to be required. So you'll do that through certify.SBA.gov. Resources, access resources on knowledge base. That there's a link in that certify.SBA.gov that you can access to take a look at the available resources. Okay, that you are looking at the actual website for certify.SBA.gov, and if you're interested in the 8A program, I would most certainly visit this website just to get familiar with a couple of those links, hyperlinks. Of course, the certify.SBA.gov is the certification portal for SBA, and which is currently only doing the 8A Business Development Program, the Woman-Owned Small Business Program, and the Mentor Protege Program. Now, in October 15, the Woman-Owned Small Business Program will be moved to another portal. So for those that are interested in the Woman-Owned Small Business Program, that is the latest update. If you have any questions, you can either go to our website on the new changes, or you can contact our office. On July 30th, we're scheduled to have a presentation on the Women-Owned Small Business Program, and I will be providing you the updated information and the changes of the program. If you all are interested, you can register through Brownsville Chamber of Commerce. Okay, so of course, as I mentioned to you, you will be able to submit your documents for these certifications. All right. The online forms, basically they did away with a lot of the forms are now combined with one question and answer segment in your application process. So they went ahead and did away with a lot of the forms. So make it a little more easier for those applicants. Business development assistance available to program participant. Of course, once you get certified, you get approved through the program. Our office will be conducting an orientation, and we will cover all the information required for you to be admitted to the 8A program. You will be required to submit a business plan, the 1010C, but as soon as we get the approval notice, and I will also provide you that information. We have numerous resource partners. One that we co-host these presentation, PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance. We also have another PTAC in the Corpus Christi area, since that's our area that we also provide assistance to. And of course, the UTRGV PTAC. So we work together on some of these referrals and trainings. So currently we are offering 7J online training programs. The one-to-one counseling is currently not in function due to the pandemic. So we're doing a lot of virtual training. Marketing, we do provide opportunities for you to acquire some information on how to market your small business. And currently, as I mentioned, the 7J online training, for those that are interested, you can call me and we can get you that information. But some of the training do cover the marketing of your small business. And another available program is our Guarantee Surety Bond Program. This, for those that are in the construction arena, possibly will need some bonding to conduct these government contracts. So if you're interested in that, we offer, again, some online training webinars that we put together, and to help increase your contract capacity, rather. And so that's available to you. Getting the most out of your 8A certification, again, as I mentioned to you, the benefit is that you qualify for set-aside or even sole source contract awards, which thus is helping procuring agencies achieve their goals. So, because each year, these federal agencies must provide opportunities to these, not only these 8A certifications or women-owned small business certifications, but small businesses. So they understand that, and that's part of their regulations as well, that they have to provide those opportunities. Opportunity to build capacity and grow by establishing joint ventures and participating in the Mentor Project program. As I mentioned to you, we do have those available. If you're interested, you can contact our office. For the Mentor Project program, that's another program that you can register on utilizing the certify.SBA.gov portal that I just discussed. So if you're a small business, you can qualify for the All Small Mentor Protege program. And of course, access to management and technical assistant programs. As I mentioned to you, the Small Business Administration does provide guaranteed loan programs for those needing possibly some working capital, equipment, etc. And that's available. And of course, the Surety Guarantee Bonding Program is also available. All right, getting back to the 8A business development participation and continuing eligibility. Your start date is basically the day you receive a letter. Normally starts with congratulations on that letter, but that'll be sent to you electronically. That'll be the start date of your participation in the 8A program. But there are two stages in the program. You've got your developmental stage, which is years 1 through 4, your first 4 years, and then your transitional stage, which is years 5 through 9. So basically, on the last 5 years, you will be required to meet a certain percentage, non-8A versus 8A contracts. So there's a percentage you have to meet each year. The first 4 years, you can pretty much do any capacity of 8A contracts. But to maintain the eligibility each year, remember this is a 9-year program. Each end of your program year, you'll be required to submit what is called an 8A annual update. And these updates have to be submitted on time. So basically, there's going to be some documents that you're going to have to upload, i.e. tax returns, business financial statements. The other eligibility factor is that you have to inform the SBA of all material and business changes prior to approval requirement. So basically, if anything changes, as far as your business structure, or maybe you brought in a partner into your business, SBA has to be informed. We got to make sure that you still qualify for the program. And when we're talking about the ownership, we have to maintain that 51% requirement. So we will have to look at that each time there's a change. And of course, maintaining your SAM and dynamic small business search profiles. You want to go on in there and update. They say yearly, but I say maybe a couple months, 3-4 months, and just go on in there and make any updates that need be. All right, we're looking here at the know the rules of the 8A certification for those that want to review the program. It's a little more extensively. You can go to the 13, which is volume 13. CFR stands for Code of Federal Regulations. And if you go to starts on part 124, you'll see the eligibility information and regulations on that part. The federal agencies follow the Federal Acquisition Regulations 19.8, and they follow that part, 8A contract section of that regulation. So all the information on the citizen and size, including ownership, control and management, character, small business programs. All these are covered in these regulations. So if you're interested, you can go online and visit these different rules for this program. And there's, my name is Gilbert Solis, Business Opportunity Specialist. Of course, we're not at our offices currently. We're still teleworking till further notice, but you can reach me at that 956-427-8533, extension 228. The best way to reach me would be through my email, SBA email, which is gilbert.solis with a Z at SBA.gov. Our website is www.SBA.gov. So that concludes my presentation, and I'll hand it over back to Danielle. Danielle?
Hi, thank you, Gilbert. Next up, we do have, once again, Orlando Castañeda from the UTRGV Procurement Technical Assistance Center. He is their Senior Business Advisor. Welcome, Orlando.
Good morning and welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be with us here today to learn about not only the SBA 8A certification program, but PTAC itself, our services. We are hosted by UTRGV. And let's see here, I'm going to try and share my screen. Gilbert, would you mind stop sharing your screen? Okay, hopefully everyone can see my presentation here. And we are the University of Texas Rio Valley, Rio South Texas Regional Procurement Technical Assistance Center. That's a really long way. You can just refer to us as PTAC short. Basically, the Procurement Technical Assistance Center is funded by the Department of Defense, and our program is administered through the Defense Logistics Agency, the Office of Small Business Programs. And our main mission is basically increase the number and types of businesses that are pursuing and contracting with governmental agencies. This could be federal, state, local. And let me do something here real quick. Okay. So what we do is we provide counseling with regards to government. If by chance you wanted to do business with a private entity, say a Walmart or an HEB, we do provide assistance with that. You could actually contact the Small Business Development Center and they would be able to help you with that. Via our program, we actually do offer a bid match system for free to our clients. All of our services are free and confidential. So you simply need to become a PTAC client. And we do offer different trainings and workshops, pretty much similar to what the SBA does. And we try to provide you with access to governmental or government purchasing agents or contracting officers. So selling to the government. As Gilbert mentioned, with the SBA 8A Business Development Program, you do need to identify your NAICS codes, your North American Industry Classification System codes. We can provide you with assistance in identifying those codes that pertain to your particular business. We also offer bid opportunity training and services, subcontracting research if you're interested in a particular project that has a prime on board. And then we also have information and educational opportunities available. We do hold different conferences and seminars. We'll cite some of those examples further in this presentation. We also have some advanced trainings. Gilbert did mention bonding. We actually know the same person that helps us with this. And we've also done some things such as Purple Prep 101, where we had various purchasing directors meet and provide insight as to what they look for when they actually put a proposal on the street. This is an example, as you can see there a while back, pre-pandemic, where we had these purchasing directors come in and share the process of putting a proposal together and what they're actually looking for when they put a proposal together. That is to say, we've had some individuals ask if they can submit their cooperative pricing. Well, when they put a proposal together and invest this time and administrative efforts in putting it together, they're actually looking for something different. Otherwise, they would have utilized the cooperatives that they participate in. So, as I mentioned earlier, we deal with government contracting and at the federal, state, or local level. This here is an example where we did something with the Honorable Congressman Henry Cuellar in Laredo. So what we do on the federal side is, as Gilbert mentioned, there are some prerequisites, and we do help or provide assistance through the 8A process. If you're interested in getting Hub Zone certified, we help you with that as well. That's a certification, merely identifying your locale and uploading supporting documentation. We do with the WSB, the Woman-Owned Small Business, and the Economically Disadvantaged Woman-Owned Small Business, EDWSB. But as Gilbert mentioned, that is changing and it is transitioning to, I believe it's 4 different third-party certifiers. And we do one here in Texas via the El Paso Chamber of Commerce. We also help with the veteran-owned small business, the OSB, and the service-disabled veteran-owned small business certifications. Those are via the VA, Veterans Administration, and their CVE portal. That's Centers for Verification and Evaluation. So to the federal government, whenever you do business with the federal government, you do have to be registered in SAM. As Gilbert mentioned, that is the System Rewards Management, and you do require a DUNS number and your EIN to register in this system. We help you through the process. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how well prepared you are and whether you have those numbers readily available. Via this process, you're actually assigned a cage code. I believe Gilbert mentioned that as well for the 8A certification. And that stands for, is it corporate? It escapes me right now, I apologize. Via the SAM registration, you also develop a SBA Dynamic Small Business Search profile, and we can help you update that. Unfortunately, you cannot access it as a standalone. You do have to access it through your SAM registration in order to beef up that profile. And we have heard from various contracting officers and purchasing agents that they do utilize this tool when they're looking for businesses. And if they see that your profile is not updated or maintained, they simply move on to the next person. And what they're looking for here is actually some keyword, whether or not you have bonding and references. That's the main one that they really look at is the references on your profile. But again, we can help you update that via the SAM system. And CAGE actually stands for Corporate and Government Entity Code. So via the state, there actually do have some programs. They have the historically underutilized business program. This is for companies that are 51% owned and controlled by women and minority. If you do not qualify for that, you can actually register in the centralized master bidders list. This is somewhat similar, if you want to think about it, similar to SAM. So we can help you with that registration. And via TxDOT, you can actually get Disadvantaged Business Enterprise certified as well. We have a good working relationship with their certification office, and we can help you with that process. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. This is an example of an event that we actually held. I believe this was in the city of Mission, where we invited various federal, state, and local agencies to meet with local business owners. Here, as you can see, this is actually the Comptroller Public Accounts Historically Underutilized Business Office, Business Program Office. So in selling to the local government, that could be cities, counties, school districts. We assist you navigating their purchasing portals, looking for opportunities, and if there are any vendor registrations required. I know with the regional cooperative, they actually do have an E-by-1 system where they request that you get registered. I know that the buy board also has their portal where you register and you can be notified of upcoming opportunities. And we also help with TexMod. That's the Texas Multiple Award System. That is similar to the GSA, the General Services Administration, and their schedules. And again, we can help put you in contact with local government purchasing agents. This year is an example of an event we did with, we came out and talked about their schedule and shared their timetables and things of that nature with local business owners. This is just another example of some of the things that have gone on in the Valley that we have helped with regards to government contracting. If by chance you have any colleagues or if you have an office or business in another state, you can actually utilize the APTAC, that's the Association of Technical Assistance Centers, to locate a PTAC near you. We actually do cover specific areas or regions. We cover 8 counties down here in the Valley, and we only cover those 8 counties in the Valley. We don't venture in Corpus. I know that Gilbert mentioned Del Mar actually has a PTAC in Corpus. And as you can see there, their web address is aptac-us.org. This is what you'll see. And you can actually click on the state to locate a PTAC near you. Basically, we help with different certifications and registrations to help you better position yourself to pursue opportunities with governmental agencies. At the federal level, as I mentioned, we can help with SAM. We can help you get your DUNS number, put you in contact with the IRS if you need an EIN. And at the state level, we can help with the state programs as well. We also do bonding presentations. We've actually been doing a bonding series with the individual that the SBA works with. We did one 2 weeks ago that was a little more in depth than the general overview. We actually have another one coming up August the 5th, I believe, which is going to cover work in progress schedules and how to manage your contract backlog. As you can see there, there's some contact information. Again, my name is Orlando Castañeda. I am a procurement counselor. We too are telecommuting, so working from home, but you can reach still at my number. That number is being forwarded to me. It's the 956-657-5557. And my email address is orlando.castañeda@utrgv.edu. You can also see my boss's information there as well. So if we can help you in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. If we can't help you, we usually know who may be able to point you, that we may be able to point you to, that may be able to provide you with assistance. Please do not hesitate. I cannot stress that enough. And as far as I'm concerned, that's my presentation. If you have any questions, please, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me or my boss. We can help you address issues or questions. This was merely to familiarize you all with the procurement technical assistance and the services we offer in case you already didn't know about us. Danielle, are there any questions for Gilbert or myself?
I don't see any questions in right now, but if you do have a question, please feel welcome to use the Zoom chat feature or the Facebook comment section. You can also use the Zoom Q&A, which will allow you to post anonymous questions. But if there's no questions, I do want to thank both Gilbert and Orlando for being present this morning and giving out this information to the business community. Once again, we thank you for joining the first webinar of the SBA Federal Contracting Series. Next Thursday at 10 a.m., we will get to learn more about historically underutilized business zone or the Hub Zone program, in addition to the Texas Hub Program certification, which will be presented by, again, Gilbert and Orlando. If you have any additional questions that we did not get to answer here, I do see there is a question actually here on our Zoom. This is from Ricardo Salazar, and he's asking, what is the minimum working capital required to qualify for the 8A program? Gilbert?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to, there's no minimum requirement as far as that.
Alrighty. If you need further clarification on the programs that UTRGV PTAC has or in regards to the 8A program, please don't hesitate to contact either Gilbert or Orlando. Their contact information is here on the Zoom chat. But again, thank you for joining us for the first webinar. Have a wonderful rest of the afternoon and continue to practice social distancing and stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you for putting this together. And just to reiterate what you said, yes, please stay safe. We are conducting one-on-one meetings with clients via Zoom, whereby we can share our screen with you, or you can share your screen with us, and we can work through the processes of getting certified or registered or whatever you may need. I know that Gilbert mentioned that the capability statement, we can actually help you work on your capability statement for your company. In the simplest of terms, that is your company's resume. As we all have resumes as individuals, your company also has a resume, and we can help you put that together. Again, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Gilbert and Orlando.
Thank you, Orlando and Danielle. Have a great day.
Bye.